Okay, I really want to focus on the onion cutting because this is actually quite important. It's really important to cut your onions very fine. And to do so, I use a little thing called a scuba mask. Yes, I do. Because if you're like me, and I know you can't see me right now, but let me tell you, I tend to really get watery eyes with onions. This helps. Trust me. I know it looks ridiculous, but it works. Okay, so it's very important when you're cutting your onions to cut them super, super fine. Now, I'm talking, oh, I hope you can see this quite well. I've just got my camera on a tripod. But you're talking about a little more than, well, that's about a half centimeter, so half of a half, so a quarter of a centimeter, maybe a bit larger. You're really trying to make these as fine as possible because you're going to cook them a very long time. And as my grandfather used to say, you really want to show people that you care and get the real good flavors out. And to do that, you want to chop them quite fine. I want to show you how I'm cutting these. So I've taken out the rind part and we're going to go in really quite fine. Okay. I'm going down, we get the little bits. I'm just going to clean that up. Okay, you get an idea as to how fine those onions are? Okay, so looking at the amount of onion we have here, we have a bit too much for the amount of margarine that we're using. So I'm actually going to take out some of this onion. So I'm going to say, for quantity, 2 small onions or 1.5 medium onions. All right? Now you're going to want to put the entire tub, yes, all of it. This is the 427 gram imperial margarine. You want to put the entire tub, hard to get out, into the pan. And you're going to want to turn this on pretty high to begin with. So I'm putting it on to about 7. Mine is like a 0 to 9 option. So about a 7. You're going to heat this up. As soon as it starts bubbling, you want to turn it down, not right to low, but like to about 3. So somewhere between, halfway between low and medium, and then let that cook. And I'll just take some photos as I'm cooking. You're going to want to cook this for at least an hour, if you can believe it. And you're wanting it to brown up a little bit. So don't be afraid of that. If you get a lot of foam, you can skim it. I prefer to stir and leave some of that foam little bits in there because I think they're really delicious. Okay, so this has been cooking for a little over 5 minutes. And I've got a nice bubble going. There's a bit of foam here. I like using a silicone spatula to really clean the sides of the pan. So now that we're at this point, I'm going to turn the heat down to in between low and medium and just let it cook and stir it about every 5 to 10 minutes. Just give it a nice little stir and clean the edges. Okay? Hi, just a little brief update here. I've actually turned up the stove. It's been a little over half an hour. I've turned up the stove slightly. There we go. I'm at like 3.5, almost to 4. Because this is the type of bubble that you want to see. Okay, so I've got a little bit of foam there, bubbling away. This will probably cook like this for about another hour. Okay.